Brajajanaranjana Jamunatira vanachari Jamunatira vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamunatira vanachari Jamunatira vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Premanandi Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya So reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 48, verses 20 to 22. I'll chant 20 and 21. Text 20, Krishna pleases his devotees. Yatahi bhuteshu charareshu. You can repeat. Which one is it? Okay, we'll do it again. 20 kaha? Yahan. Yatahi bhuteshu charareshu mahyadhyo yonishu bantinana evang bhavan kevala atma yonishu ātmātma tantro bahudā vibhati. You have word for word? Yata, as he, indeed, bhuteshu, among manifested beings, chara, mobile, achareshu, and immobile, mahi adya, earth, and so on, the primary elements of creation. Yonishu, in species. Bhanti, manifest. Nana, variously. Evam, so. Bhavan, you. Kevala, one alone. Atma, yourself. Yonishu, in those whose source. Atma, the Supreme Soul. Atma Tantra, self-reliant. Bahuda, manifold. Vibhati, appear. Translation by the followers of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Just as the primary elements, earth and so on, manifest themselves in abundant variety among all the species of mobile and immobile life, so you, the one independent Supreme Soul, appear to be manifold among the variegated objects of your creation. That's pretty heavy. Repeat after me. Can you turn this down just slightly? Just as the primary elements, earth and so on, manifest themselves in abundant variety among all the species of mobile and immobile life. So you, the one independent Supreme Soul, appear to be manifold among the variegated objects of your creation. Hare Krishna. Verse 21. Srijasya ho lumpasi pasi vishvam rajastama sattva gunaisva shaktibi na badhyase tad guna karma birva Jnanātmanas tekva cha bandhahetu. We're going to go to the translation. Translation. You create, destroy, and also maintain this universe with your personal energies, the modes of passion, ignorance, and goodness. Yet you are never entangled by these modes or the activities they generate. Since you're the original source of all knowledge, What could ever cause you to be bound by illusion? Please repeat. You create, destroy, and also maintain this universe with your personal energies, the modes of passion, ignorance and goodness. Yet, you are never entangled by these modes or the activities they generate. Since you are the original source of all knowledge, what could ever cause you to be bound by illusion? Purport. The phrase jnanātmanas te kvacha bandhaḥ, since you are constituted of knowledge, what could be the cause of bondage for you? Definitely indicates the obvious, that the omniscient, supreme God is never an illusion. Therefore, the impersonalistic theory that we are all God but have forgotten and are now an illusion is refuted here in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. In text 22. Dehādy-upādher anirūpitatvād bhavo sākṣān vinatmana syāt bandhas tava naiva mokṣaḥ syātām nikāmas tvayi no vivekaḥ dehādy-upādher anirūpitatvād bhavo sākṣān bhidātmanaḥ syāt bandhas tava naiva mokṣaḥ syātām nikāmas tvayi no vivekaḥ. Others?
Dehādy-upādher anirūpitatvād sākṣān bhidātmanaḥ syāt bandhas tava naiva mokṣaḥ nikāmas tvayi no vivekaḥ.
Mataji's? Deha of the body. Adi. Oh, you didn't have that one? Oh, okay. Adi and so on. Upādheḥ as material, designative coverings. Anirūpitatvāt because of not being determined bhavaḥ, birth, na, not, sākṣāt, literal, na, nor, bhidā, duality, ātmanaḥ, for the Supreme Soul, syāt, exists, ataḥ, therefore, na, no, bandhaḥ, bondage, tava, your, naiva, nor in fact, mokṣaḥ, liberation, syātām, if they occur, nikāmaḥ, by your sweet will, tvayi, concerning you, deha, our, vivekaḥ, erroneous discrimination. Translation and purport. Since it has never been demonstrated that you are covered by material bodily designations, it must be concluded that for you there's neither birth in a literal sense nor any duality. Therefore you never undergo bondage or liberation, and if you appear to, it is only because of your desire that we see you in that way, or simply because of our lack of discrimination. Please repeat. Since it has never been demonstrated that you are covered by material bodily designations, it must be concluded that for you there's neither birth in a literal sense nor any duality. Therefore, you never undergo bondage or liberation. And if you appear to, it is only because of your desire that we see you in that way, or simply because of our lack of discrimination. Purport. Here, Akrura states two reasons why the Lord appears to be covered by a material form or to take birth like a human being. First, when Lord Krishna executes his pastimes, his loving devotees think of him as their beloved child, friend, lover, and so on. In the ecstasy of this loving reciprocation, they do not think of Krishna as God. For example, because of her extraordinary love for him, Mother Yashoda worries that Krishna will be injured in the forest. That she feels this way is the desire of the Lord, which is here indicated by the word nikāmaḥ. The second reason the Lord may appear material is indicated by the word avivekaḥ, simply because of ignorance, a lack of discrimination. One may misunderstand the position of the personality of Godhead. In the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, in Lord Krishna's discussion with Sri Uddhava, the Lord elaborately discusses his transcendental position beyond bondage and liberation. As stated in the Vedic literature, deha dehi vibhago yang neish pare vidyate kvachit. There's never a distinction of body and soul in the Supreme Lord. In other words, Sri Krishna's body is eternal, spiritual, omniscient, and the reservoir of all pleasure. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jaina Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deshatarane. Srila Prabhupada ki. So we've been having a discussion about Krishna, his love for his devotees, and devotees' love for Krishna. Devotees want to please Krishna, Krishna wants to please his devotees. Yesterday we were doing one program in Barsana, cleaning the kunds, and many were expressing about the Lord's pastimes and Radharani's mercy, and just the whole idea of being in the holy dham. And then they let me speak for a few minutes, and I was just expressing how if it wasn't for Srila Prabhupada, that none of us would know anything about real spiritual life, because especially in the West, all over the world, not only in the West, East, North, South, people are looking for something to become happy. And so there are many people who are offering things like meditation. You pay me a little bit of money, I'll give you a mantra, and everything. You can do whatever you want. There's no restrictions. You become a better enjoyer, or come and join this yoga society, or we should follow this faith or that faith. So Krishna, by Prabhupada's mercy, we have Krishna book, Nectar of Devotion, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. These Vedic literatures are there because Krishna, when he's speaking to Uddhava, explains that in the last millennium, the Vedic knowledge was lost. So when Lord Brahma was again created, Lord Krishna gave this Vedic knowledge to Lord Brahma, who gave it to his sons, who were the leaders of mankind, in this Evang Parampara Praptang Imang Rajarshayo Vidhu, this transcendental science of Krishna consciousness has been handed down in disciplic succession. But it's very easy to just, many scholars or philosophers think because I have a doctorate, a PhD, I'm very well-read, I can also comment, give my own opinion on Bhagavad Gita, or it's not that anyone can translate Vedic literature just because they have some degree from a university, or they may be considered materially smart by the common people. Just like when Sanatana Goswami was being praised, that, oh, you're so learned, you know so many languages, you were the chief minister, and you're wonderful, you're great, and Sanatana Goswami said that, I don't know who I am. Tell me, what is my identity? Who am I? And so this is the position everyone finds themselves. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jaina Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Born in the darkness of ignorance. But by the mercy of the spiritual master, he can open our eyes by the torchlight of knowledge. Just like in the demigods, they're being worshipped by different varieties of people, because every person has a different desire in this world, how to achieve certain goals, become very powerful, very wealthy, have a good reputation, good following, the ability to enjoy this world. We've seen how Hiranyakashipu, how Ravana, and the bigger, more historic demonic persons, they had great power, great wealth, and they were actually very much worshipping Lord Shiva and performing austerities, sacrifices, yagyas. Even when Hiranyakashipu was trying to pacify his family members, he was speaking very nice philosophy that the body is temporary, and we should not lament over the loss of the life. Just like Arjuna, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, took the role of an ordinary conditioned soul. Everyone is conditioned in this world, and we're affected by the modes of nature, sometimes by goodness, passion, ignorance. We're driven, that passion drives us, that let me work hard, let me make money, let me be successful in this world. So Krishna appeared many times, over and over again he appears. And the living entities were Satchidananda, just like Krishna, but Krishna's like the big fire, and we're the little sparks of that fire. And the spark can be extinguished. It can forget the brilliance of the big fire, but the big fire is not extinguished. It's not that Krishna comes and is also affected by the three modes of material nature, janma, karma, chame divyang, evang yo veti tattvataha. One who understands the appearance of Krishna, his activities, what is the purpose of the Lord's activities, he can be freed from the cycle of birth and death. And this is our problem, that we're all we're forced to take birth, we're forced to grow old, get diseased, and ultimately forced to die. Even Lord Brahma, from Abrahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartanu Arjuna, from the highest planet down to the lowest planet, all are places of misery and suffering. So Krishna, the beautiful personality, and Balaram, they appeared and they were enchanting Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj in a loving relationship as my mother and father. And Krishna, he allowed Yoga Maya to cover them because he was also reciprocating, having a relationship. It's not that he's some impersonal God, just some energy and power that everything's happened automatically by nature. It is mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharat. Material nature is working under the direction of Krishna. So according to our activities and our desires, Krishna tells Yoga or Mahamaya, Mother Nature, that put this living entity in the womb of this mother, and then the body is produced. The nature, the desires, and the whole existence in this world perpetuates in this way, whether it's in human life, animal life, movable, immovable plants, trees, aquatics. So much life is there. And human life is very, very rare. And we're very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada struggled. It appeared to struggle, just like the gopis were feeling great pain and separation when Akrura came under the order of Kamsa to bring Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. And Kamsa was thinking, yes, they'll come in this Kula Vayapada, this elephant will kill them, and then my soldiers, and even the great wrestlers. So we're reading these pastimes. My son, he was visiting, and he asked, he said, which books are best for reading, for someone who wants to know? He has friends who want to know, he himself also. And I suggested Krishna book. He said, but Krishna book has such fantastic stories, they're difficult to believe. When you think of Krishna, Mahavishnu, first of all Mahavishnu, and then Lord Brahma is born from a lotus, and all the demons he's killing. Every day he's killing a new demon. And then they go have lunch, and then kills another demon, then they go home, get cleaned up, and engage in what appears in the gopis just waiting with great anticipation. When will Krishna and Balaram come home? And some of the tallest gopis, Mother Yashoda says, go up in the highest tower and see when my Krishna's coming home. But Krishna appears and performs these activities. I said, yes, that may be true, that it may seem from human perspective that these are just fairy tales, this is all mythology. How can you possibly believe all that? We don't see any of that happening around us in modern times, sophisticated, educated society. That's only for primitive people who are village people, may believe in superstition, or they may believe in fairy tales. mythology, gods, and whatnot. But it's laden with such beautiful philosophy and such clarity. This is the blessings of the pure devotee. What purpose does Srila Prabhupada have? Just see, he underwent, we were reading the other day in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, how Prabhupada, under the desire to serve his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, and also carry the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitang Jena Bhutale. We're singing, glorifying Prabhupada for carrying out the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna, Lord Nityananda's Balaram. They've come in this age of Kali Yuga to deliver the religion, the process of self-realization, so that people can clean their heart, clean their mind, and awaken their original love for God. So all these coverings of ignorance and all these misunderstandings, we may have many desires, akamas, sarvo kamova, moksha kama, udāradi, tivrena, bhakti yogena, yajeta, purushang param. You may be full of desires. Dhruva Maharaj had great desires. Kubja, she had desires to enjoy Krishna. But Krishna went with Kubja to purify her. And she became completely freed of all material desires. Krishna is self-satisfied. He's achyuta, infallible, never falls down. He's Vishuddha Sattva, always in transcendental goodness beyond the material realm. Like all the Vaikunthas and Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna is Satchidananda, and all the devotees are Satchidananda, eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge, happy, engaged in a relationship, whether it's a servant, friend, parent, lover. And Krishna reciprocates with each and every person the way they surrender. Yeyatamang prapadyate tang stataiva bhajamyaham. Like if you show someone love and they show you love back, it's a beautiful relationship. But love is not one-sided. I mean, you can, yes, I love, but it becomes more mature and more tasteful and fruitful when there's a reciprocation. So Krishna, he wants to show that the happiness of this material world is really like a dream. It's non-existent. It's like you're there, you have a beautiful pond of water covered by all the vegetative growth. You don't see it. You're thirsty. You want water. But you go off somewhere else looking for that satisfaction. But it's right here. Krishna's in our heart. Krishna's directing us. Sarvasya chahang hridisana vishto matat smritir jnanam apohanam cha. I am seated in everyone's heart. And Krishna's giving us remembrance. He's giving us knowledge and forgetfulness. It's not that, oh, I never went to school and never went to the prestigious university to get my degree. It's not that one is born with a big brain and someone with a small brain. This is something beyond the material composition of earth, water, fire, air, ether, bones, blood, mucus, stool, and urine. And basically, we're entrapped in this bag that has ears and eyes, nose, we're smelling, we're tasting, and we're trying to satisfy our senses, gratify our mental desires. And all this attempt is creating civilized or uncivilized life. Basically, people are killing one another all over the world because everyone's trying to imitate God, the Supreme Ishvara. That I am great, or my country is great, my nation is great, my religion is great. You don't follow what our belief is, then we'll kill you. And so the struggle continues. If you read the history books, everyone is struggling how to be the dominating person. But Ekale Ishvar Krishna Arsabritya. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Controller, and everyone else is servant of Krishna. But the servant of Krishna, he has this is glorious, this is wonderful. Uddhava, he was sent as Krishna's messenger, and coming to Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda and seeing their love and devotion for Krishna, and then seeing and hearing the gopis' heartfelt feelings of separation and their remembrance of Krishna and Krishna's pastimes, and they're showing their very focused, intense love for Krishna, Uddhava was amazed. He thought, my God, this is a level of devotion and attraction for Krishna beyond ordinary understanding. And even Uddhava, when he came back, Krishna was asking, actually it says for many days they discussed about how it was that meeting with the gopis and gopas and mother and father and Nanda Yashoda. And then Krishna, there's the Uddhava Gita, there's the description Krishna would further explaining the science of Krishna consciousness, just like Krishna explained to Arjuna, although Uddhava, pure devotee, self-realized soul, for the benefit of all of us, Krishna speaking in Srimad Bhagavatam is being spoken by Vyasadeva, who's Krishna. Shukadeva Goswami, pure devotee, once one connects to the nectar flowing from the Supreme Personality of Godhead and shares this message, he becomes greater than any demigod. He becomes greater than anything in this material world because he's giving the knowledge of the absolute truth, how to awaken our love for Krishna. And this was given to us by Srila Prabhupada, who was, I was hearing, he's in Chippiwada in a room given by someone, and there's one little lamp hanging down. He's sitting on a mat with, he had no typewriter, so he got a typewriter, typing all day, thinking how I'm going to spread the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of this Srimad Bhagavatam. He was thinking, I cannot be successful to spread this understanding of our relationship with Krishna, but I need books. I can't go empty-handed. So he had no money, he had no followers, and he was just meditating on how I'm going to personally take these books and spread this Krishna consciousness all over the world. Just a few years ago, really, was it 1963 or 2? He was compiling under the not guidance, but suggestion that you should write books. They're more long-lasting, whereas magazines could be easily thrown away. So Srila Prabhupada took it as a direction from his spiritual master, and he often expressed his feelings that when he was renounced, or his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, would come to him in dreams and told him, take sannyas and preach. He said, I was horrified. The idea of renouncing. Who can think of renouncing their family, think of renouncing everything in this world, society, friendship, love, and dedicate body, mind, and words to Krishna and spreading Krishna consciousness. So that fire of Krishna consciousness that's been handed down from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the six Goswamis, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Srila Prabhupada. And we recognize there are many saints, many wonderful personalities. But for me and for all of us, Srila Prabhupada is our spiritual father, and he's like the topmost perfect personality. He very charmingly he interacted with all the devotees that brought out their love for Prabhupada and for Krishna consciousness out of his compassionate exchanges of love. And his smile. Sometimes people say, oh, why he looks so sad? Or he looks so too serious. You know, some pictures of Prabhupada, he looks very... These are all mundane. I remember we were in Washington, D.C. in 1976. Prabhupada was there speaking in Guru Puja, and some friends came down from Buffalo, and I said, so, this is wonderful. Yes, but how can a pure devotee, it sounds, they try to see it from a mundane platform. Oh, he speaks slowly, or he has the Prabhupada, for some people may feel they has an accent, or they try to evaluate from a mundane external point of view, thinking that a pure devotee's should be just like brilliant like the sun. He is, for those who have the eyes to see. I'm sure the Kirti Prabhu and also many of the other disciples who have had very close, intimate association can more clearly elaborate how much Prabhupada was fixed on Krishna and giving the message of Krishna because out of compassion and love for the conditioned souls, the thinking, distribute books for the purpose of enlightening or guiding us and awakening with us the desire to become Krishna conscious. It's not easy, not an easy thing to be an associate of the Lord, become free from all material desires, or thinking that apichet sudaracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sadureva siyamantavya samya vyavzato hisa, that even if one commits sinful activities, if he's rightly situated in Krishna consciousness, he's okay. But that doesn't mean that, oh yeah, I'm not really following, but I'll chant Hare Krishna and I'll be freed of that offense. That's even more offensive. It's that in our innocence, trying to serve Krishna with real enthusiasm and determination, if there are some shortcomings, Krishna will help us. He'll give us the strength to recognize that I need to stay in the association of devotees. I need to hear regularly, just like you regularly take a shower because you get dirty. You got to cleanse yourself. So the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, it may seem, oh, that's simple, just hearing and chanting about Krishna, perfection of life. Yes, but the mind is restless and difficult to control. So Srila Prabhupada has given us a scientific formula so that we can follow the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. See the deities daily. It's a cleansing process. And also remembering, oh, the beauty of Krishna. When you see Krishna, how colorful and beautiful and decorative, and the devotion that the devotees have for dressing the deities, and the enthusiasm the devotees have for chanting for the deities, and doing that daily routine. We say routine, but it becomes spontaneous. It becomes, you can't live without it, without hearing about Krishna. I mean, why would one want to sit here and hear about God? He could be out having fun playing cricket or going somewhere, partying with his friends or enjoying life. You see, people are restless. They come visit Vrindavan. They want to visit, this temple, that temple, see this, see that, all the commotion. They come in, and although they do appreciate and they get excited, okay, let's go. Move on. And this is the distraction of material life. But one who is considered very fortunate, he has an attraction that, yes, this is the real goal of life. The real perfection of life is to stop this cycle of birth and death and suffering. I tell my grandchildren, I say, what are the 2 rules? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. What are the 4 miseries of life? Birth, old age, disease, and death. So when you're 10, 11 years old, you think, no sweat. Birth, old age, disease, and death. It's just like a word jugglery. But actually, when you start hitting 50, 60, 70, 80, my mother said, don't go to 90. Don't even think about it, because nothing works. Fingers, eyes, ears, what? I can't hear you. And then knees. What you practically can't go to the bathroom by yourself. It's very embarrassing to get old, diseased, and die. And everyone has to go through that repeatedly, again and again. How cruel. Yes, but this is what we want. This material world was tailor-made for us to try to satisfy our desires. And each body that we have is reflective of our desires, how we want to continue enjoying. And what we've done in the past, that karmana daiva was manifested in such a form that this is my particular mother and father, whether it's a bulldog or a demigod or a human being or an animal. So human life is the only opportunity to question, who am I? Who is God? And how, what is the process of awakening my eternality so I don't have to keep suffering being packed in the womb? And it's a genuine, not simply a scary story, but life is very, very scary. And this curtain of Maya, or this fog, sometimes in this time of the year we get a heavy fog in Vrindavan. I remember one time coming back from the airport, it took us like 6-7 hours because you can only go inch by inch. We're so covered by the fog of Maya that we can't see clearly the purpose or goal of life. And we're just servants of the senses and the mind. But we're hearing here how Akrura, liberated soul, he's appreciating, glorifying Krishna Balaram. You were even Arjuna, parang brahma, parang dhamma, pavitrang paramavang, purushang shashvatam divyam, adi devam ajam vibhum. You're the supreme abode. You're everything. So we're also little Krishnas. It's amazing how Krishna can expand himself as Radharani, as Balaram, as all the different incarnations and all the living entities. Even though we're tiny little Krishnas, and say, well, if we're Krishnas, then why are we getting conditioned? Because we're very tiny. We're very, we have an independence. It's like if the yogis replicate themselves, they're still like replicas of themselves, whereas Krishna, he can create another living entity, which is really himself with individuality, with their own desires and their own existence, like Om Purnam Adak Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate. Nishrisha Upanishad describes how Krishna is completely perfect, and all emanations from him are also perfect. He doesn't lose or gain in any capacity. But philosophy is good. If philosophy without religion is mental speculation, and religion without philosophy is fanaticism. That, I'm just following, just like we went through Govardhan Leela, Krishna's asking his father, is this some ritual or just some tradition? What, is there a purpose behind this worship that you're doing? So there has to be with religion, philosophical understanding, jnana vairagya, because the renunciation doesn't really manifest unless we have the jnana, the knowledge. And the knowledge will come by Krishna's grace. Not that I've read all the books. I remember one devotee, new devotee, I said, you read Bhagavad Gita? Oh, I've read it 20 times. Very good. Didn't understand a word. And even great politicians, they said, I don't think there was a really person, Krishna. These are all just stories. And these are the leaders of society. And Prabhupada often quotes his meeting with the scientist in Russia, Kotovsky. Swamiji, when this body is finished, everything is finished. So this is the basic misunderstanding, not recognizing that the body is different from the soul. What is the dead body? When they say my father is gone, no, he's right, lying on the floor. No, he's gone. So there's something missing, and that missing particle is the jivatma, the particle of Krishna, and we have a relationship with Krishna. We can develop that relationship by following Srila Prabhupada, carrying out the mission. Prabhupada worked very hard. This is a symptom of a sadhu, titikshava karunika suhrida sarvadehanam. He's tolerant, he's merciful, kind to every living being. When Prabhupada was asked, how do you recognize who is a devotee? Prabhupada said, he's a perfect gentleman. He has all good qualities. So the good qualities are lying dormant within. And by the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, hearing, chanting, serving the Lord, surrendering ourselves to the process of Krishna consciousness, all the good qualities develop so we can more and more appreciate Krishna's relationship with the gopis, with Kubja, with Akrura, Uddhava, and the various incarnations of the Lord with unlimited devotees and pastimes, which are very much attractive. And we should feel confident with gratitude for Srila Prabhupada for giving us, who are very insignificant in this world, an opportunity to go from ground floor to the top in one shot. They have the nice elevators now. You just get in the elevator, hit the top floor. Instead of walking the stairs, Prabhupada said you walk. By the time you get up there, it's already closed. They're all gone. Business is closed. So we want to take the express process, because in Kali Yuga in particular, people are short-lived. They're not inclined towards spiritual life. They're very, very unfortunate and ready for a fight at any opportunity, thinking this will solve the problem. So we can take the express elevator to the very top floor, Goloka Vrindavan, back home, back to Godhead, and just stay in the association of devotees, keep hearing and chanting, try to be introspective. Sometimes people feel, I think the materialists are even kinder than devotees. Devotees are very rough and cruel. That's because in devotional life we're becoming more and more aware, envy, jealousy, greed, and we can understand things a little bit in a more refined way, and just keep working at that, and Krishna will help us to clean our heart and go back home, back to the spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada ki. I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? This is a rough class here. No, Krishna's achyuta. But anyone have any questions, comments? Share. Yes, over here.
Yes. So you are mentioning people come, then they want to go. So we see there are so many people coming to Vrindavan Dham, but nobody is actually serious in bhakti. Why it is like that?
So we're seeing people coming to Vrindavan Dham, but they're not really taking seriously. Well, they're very fortunate because by coming to the holy Dham, it's auspicious, and many do get moved when seeing the devotion of the devotees, the chanting, the beautiful temple, the dancing. Many people are affected. They may not immediately respond by shaving their heads or moving into the temple, but this like an agyata sukriti, or it's the planting the seed, and many times it fructifies or starts developing. This bhakti lata beach starts developing and growing. Because if you have someone told you birth, death, old age, disease, and you've seen the lifestyle of devotees chanting, dancing, and the nice prashad and good association, all these things are an impetus that most people are very miserable. They have a very small circle of really close friends who they can reveal their heart and mind to, and usually it's just relatives and who likes their mother-in-law, who likes their, it's all jokes. And material world is basically a place where if one is really illusion, think, no, it's good, it's happy. We can go to the soccer game, or you have children, you have a few friends and relatives. But this life is so temporary. So coming to the Holy Dham and having the opportunity maybe to meet devotees or hear the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, these are all good for anybody and everybody. And those who do take it seriously, they're very fortunate. Yes, Prabhu? Microphone? Keep your hand up. Yeah, keep your hand too.
Hare Krishna. Guruji, you nicely mentioned about people are fighting nowadays, two countries are fighting for the lands and all. Right now there are some two biggest wars, like Ukraine and Israel, and they both are fighting on the land.
Right.
At the same time, if you look at Mahabharata, there was a fight between Gauda and Panca, where Arjuna don't want to fight, but Krishna guided him to fight because of the karma and other things. I want you to enlighten us how we justify that particular war. But today's war, we are against that. Nobody wants that fight. So I want you to enlighten us. Thank you.
So there are many wars going on at present. Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, and Africa. There's a bunch of war going on. There's always struggle. Krishna appeared because of the unnecessary